You're listening to the Writer's Block Podcast with L.A. Wade.
Who is Faces by Pureness, and is it supposed to be known that you're a.k.a. Elizabeth Taylor? Like, who is Pureness and who is Elizabeth Taylor?
That was what was funny, is I identified as Faces by Pureness, and I had so much trouble in branding because people were like, but you actually have to brand yourself, not your business. And I was like, wait, how do you do that? How do you separate the two? Because I was always Pureness. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I have to start saying my name now. But Elizabeth Taylor is a fun, lighthearted, somewhat introvert that just loves to love and hang out and laugh. And then Faces by Pureness is the boss who has things organized and gets things done and rarely says no, but if it needs to be done, she knows how to assert herself properly. And she is who Elizabeth Taylor wants to be. Basically.
Pureness is who Elizabeth Taylor wants to be?
Yep.
To be honest, when you describe both of them, you've blessed me by beating that face a few times, and it's always flawless. I've had so many compliments about what you've done, and that's why I'm saying to people, this is not Faces by Pureness, but don't worry, go to my Instagram or my website and see what Faces by Pureness.
Over.
But I feel like you are Pureness and Elizabeth Taylor. You are. They are one. They're like,
I think too. Yeah, it's so funny because I'm starting to see it, but I don't know. I didn't really always own it. So now I'm like, oh, now that I'm introducing myself as that, I'm starting to see how they, intertwine.
It's funny that you talk about not owning it. Can you tell us how you got started in the makeup industry and what inspired you to pursue this career? Because you had to get to the place of owning it.
Exactly.
So what were the humble beginnings of this makeup artist named Pureness, aka Elizabeth Taylor?
Exactly. It was weird because I was working 9 to 5. I was corporate. I was working for the government. I was at Queen's Park, and at a young age, I graduated young. I started, I don't know, bossing young, I guess, if you will. I was a manager and things of that nature, and my hairstylist said, "You're really good with your makeup." And she was like a celebrity hairstylist. And I was like, wait, what? And she was like, no, like, you're really, really good. And I had just been playing around. I'd been doing my own thing. I used to, dibble and dabble in the music industry. So I worked with a band. So I would do my makeup and people would keep complimenting me. So in that moment, it was like, wait a minute, everything came into one. I was like, all those compliments, friends and family asking me to do their beauty stuff. I was like, maybe that means something here. And I started like really getting into it. And while I was still working for the government, I slowly started building a kit, started doing it on the side. And one day I finally said, I'm gonna leave. And that was
okay.
it.
So you said two things, and then I'm going to throw in one more. Actually, I'll throw in one more first, which is I'm pretty sure you told me before that you were a painter, like painting. Which probably added to
as
that.
a child. Yeah, that was like my thing. I was definitely artsy. I remember being even in high school and foregoing lunch just to stay in the art room and paint. So yeah, that was definitely a thing.
You got like, when people have a really steady hand, they're like, oh, you have surgeon hands, or you would be a really great artist. Clearly, you had this gifting from very early. But then you also mentioned the music. You mentioned the music industry. So when you started your up and coming in the music industry, what was that experience like, and how did it shape your career exactly?
That's interesting. It shaped my career. One is that it made me, I guess, open to the idea of, how that inner working works. And the background of it all. Because I guess if I had just been thrown in as a makeup artist, I would have been like, ooh, wow, this is a lot. But I was already there. So I was like, okay, now I'm just going to bring a makeup kit. That's the only difference, right? So it wasn't as much of a hump to get over. But I still really, I don't know, I had a hard time for a little short bit. I had a hard time separating myself now as the artist. And I can actually say now I'm slowly getting into some things and I'm starting to see the same pattern. But with that said, I had a hard time separating the artist with the artist, if you will, like musically and makeup artist. So yeah, there
As
was
in
that.
You sing? You were in the band?
Yes, I was singing.
What?
Yeah, so a lot.
Can you sing for us
I have
now?
such like a half a sentence in my bio so that people don't bother me.
No, but I fully have to hear you sing now. What can you sing?
Well, the- I won't sing now because I was screaming earlier.
What? I don't
No, I
even,
won't
I
scream.
am not.
No, don't even ask.
Listen, you're
But no, I
bringing me
won't
back to
sing.
Nigel
But I'm
Wife
going
days.
to.
I have
I'm
to
going
like.
to. Yeah. No. I'll make a debut. I was like, and family was like, yeah, it's about that time. So I'm gonna put something out. I'm gonna
All
do a
right,
little
okay.
something.
I'm here for it. I had no idea. Yes, girl, shimmy, 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 because I know you're gonna have those Cocoa Puffs, and the face is gonna look
Right.
awesome. I can't wait. Yes, bring it,
Thank you.
Pureness.
Thank you.
Okay, so you mentioned the third thing was, and let me show you, I rebuked the memory thing, and look at me just
Yes.
remembering 3 things that I wanted to say.
Actually, and I'm talking in between. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, I couldn't.
Yeah, you kept mentioning this thing called a kit. For those people who don't really understand, I mean, I know it's technically, I guess, your makeup kit, but
Mm-hmm.
if people understand this thing that you pull around, that I remember when we went on a cruise, and I fully had to pay an extra fare for the kit because of how big it was.
It was more than a human. Like, make it make sense.
But it's on wheels, luckily, and it's not
Yes,
heavy to pull.
yeah.
Okay, what goes into a good kit? What's a kit?
Oh my gosh. For me personally, is just having a lot of things that work for many different people. And I think some people do miss that point, is that they have things for maybe one category or group, whether it be age group or skin type or race or skin tone. So yeah, there's that where I feel like you need to have things integrated. Now, mind you, a really good kit comes with a really good artist who's able to now blend and customize things. So there's that too. So you don't need every single color in the spectrum, but if you have a few, you're able to make the others. So there's
And
that
you're
as
like
well.
magic with the brush.
Thank you. It's magic.
Like,
It
it's
really
honestly, it's
is.
magic.
Yeah. Some call it sorcery, but that's a whole nother thing.
They don't know when we have gifts. They get
You know
scared
what
of
I
the gifts.
mean? Exactly. But yeah.
No, I don't know. But your brand has also become pretty well known for like timelessness,
Yes.
cleanliness. The sanitation is real. You come, and I'm always like, she's going from person to person to person, like, because you stay booked, and that doesn't mean don't book her, because she for
Right.
some reason can always fit you in.
Somehow, some ways. Like, yeah, okay, we're good.
But how have those qualities helped you stand out in the industry? And your speed, like you are
Yes.
fast too,
That
fast
one.
and clean.
Yes, that one. So cleanliness really stuck out during our lockdown period because people were talking about how to wash your hands and stuff. And I was like, really? We need to learn how to do that? I've been doing that. So mind you, I'm mobile, and however I have to make it happen, there are things in my vehicle that I utilize. So when people think like, oh, are you okay? You're just going to go outside. Like, I have a whole team of cleanliness going on in my vehicle. I have the sanitizers, the washers, the sprays, everything. And then I spray myself down, I clean everything, and then everybody has separate brushes. Everything is cleaned in between.
Oh,
So,
wow.
my stuff is depotted in my kit. So nothing is being touched into someone. Like, I'm not reusing the mascara wand on someone's eyes. I'm not reusing lipstick. I have brushes for that. So, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. You're
Mhm.
talking about all of the things that keep you clean and how you brush it out. And all I'm seeing are nails. And it makes me remember that you have these, and that looks like a smaller version of what you normally have.
They are. How did you catch that? They actually.
Listen, I don't understand how you do anything with those claws. How do you do it? You were like, you
can't
find,
live
and
without
it's become like another tool, your nails.
that. That's what it is. And people are like, how do you do it? And I'm like, I start thinking to myself, how do I go without? Because when I have a broken nail, I start realizing I can't grab things right. I'm so used to them, and they are tools. They are.
Wow. Like you have some super long nails. I don't even
Mm-hmm.
know. I don't
Mm-hmm.
even know. And you do them yourself. Do people
Yes.
go to you to do nails as well?
I
Or
used to do nails. I just found it so hard to keep things together and separate, because nails, okay, then it comes with the dust and the this and the that and keeping it clean, and then how to separate. I just had a hard time, so I just left that alone. Yeah.
you're super organized, that's for sure.
Thank you.
And
Thank
I don't
you.
understand why I could text you at any time, even though you're busy from hour to hour, and I will get a response back for sure within 5-10 minutes. It's like, and
Everyone
most
says
of the
that, makes
time it's
no
not
sense.
even that long. Like if
It
somebody was
makes
messaging
no
you
sense.
now, I don't know. It's like you must have some kind of steady, like you can
It's
press
like,
a button and respond
how?
to people
Yeah,
because
I
you're
don't know.
always there.
Yeah.
And that's really reassuring. as somebody who wants, because a makeup artist is so important to, they're like the hairstylist. They hear all the stories. They know all of the things.
Exactly.
They know what people's insecurities are. So not only are you getting a chance to work out your own blocks, you get to listen to what other people are blocked with. Tell us you don't have to drop names or anything, but what are some of the most profound things that you've heard where it actually moved you to want to help that person, or give them a moment of inspiration, or make their makeup so great because you know how it's feeling for them on the inside?
It's, funny. I'm going to touch on that part right away, because it's not so much of making them feel better in that moment. I'm so connected that almost the makeup does itself. It's like, it's just this synergy that we're having, this energy shift. And it's just like, wow. Like after, it's just like, whoa, like it's undeniable that there was a connection there, and it's spiritually even. So there's that part for sure. 100%. I have had so many stories, and it's almost hard to pull one out, because I feel like every day there's like almost like a story time. I could write books every day. But yeah, I remember there was one where there was a bride, and she was celebrating the loss of her twins. And when I say I'm not even a crier, I bawled. I bawled when she took out the little thing, and her mother gave her a keepsake. And of course, they were smart. They did it before makeup. So I was standing there, and they were like, hold on, we have to do something right now. And I was like, okay. And they gave her this thing. And when I say floodgates, and then she started telling the story, and I was like, it's over for me. I don't know if I can perform today. I don't know. It was so touching and moving. And I have twins as well. So it was, that was a thing for me. I became really connected in that moment. When I say everybody was flawless that day, because we were just, it was bigger than makeup. It was bigger than me. It was meant to be.
And you have that demeanor that, you don't you don't go into the space. You provide the space. You don't take up the space.
Exactly.
A lot of people that are creative can take up spaces.
Yes, I've been with a few. Yeah.
You provide the space. You step aside, but yet you're so integral in having the person become who they need to become. And when you pull out that mirror at the end and you see yourself, and you're just like, what the hell? Wait, who's that? No, shut up.
You did this, all of this. And some people say that the touch is so gentle that they didn't realize all of that was happening.
You know what I'm saying?
Right?
Some people, I can tell people it's true.
Yes.
You don't even realize. And the speed at which you do it, because I know how I showed up. So when I see how I showed up and how it turns around in like maybe half an hour, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just like, this girl is fabulous.
Actually. Thank
Okay.
you.
We're going to switch a little bit of a gear, and we're going to go into some quotes. And I'm going to ask you a question about the quote I bring to you. And it might be quotes that you probably even said. Who knows? This first one is, be true to you. Be real to those around you, and you will see the payout, not with wealth, but with peace of mind. How has being genuine and honest with your clients impacted your business and relationships with them?
Being honest is what keeps them coming back. They may come in the door, but it won't be a sustainable relationship. They see that I mean well. They know that I know what I'm saying, and I say it from pure heart. And it speaks for itself. There are people that have been coming, returning, whether it be for, I also sell hair. So wigs that I've made from almost 15 years ago.
What?
Yeah.
You sell hair?
Literally. I used to mostly just do it for cancer patients, and then I kind of made it more public. This was Facebook days, and those people still return. I don't even advertise it half the time, because those people are always returning,
I had no
buying
idea.
hair, and it's just, So there's that. And then, of course, there's the regular clients. And if they're able to, refer me to their daughter, their aunt, their mother-in-law, all of those things. And I'm like, wow, if you trust me with all of these people in your life, that means a lot. That says something to me. So there's all of that.
Yeah, there's this book that I used to reference all the time when I was a part of this human resources team and integrating trainers to train a set of clients. And we would always prescribe this book called The Trusted Advisor. And it talks about these different tiers relationships with clients. And the first one is like you come in and then you get this service, and then it's like, okay, great, but the service isn't enough. But eventually you go through these different tiers and you work your way up to trusted advisor, where people aren't even talking to you about makeup anymore. They're like, come over to our house and have birthday dinner with us, or come to my wedding, or, and these are people that came in that didn't know you at all and just asked you to do their face. And then after, over time, you've gone beyond that, and there's no way in hell they're going to anyone else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's more than makeup. It's more than me sometimes. Yeah.
That's amazing. And it's amazing how you can stay so humble. And I don't know, what are the blocks that you experience then? Because it seems like everything is in flow.
Yeah. You know what? There's always hills and gullies and everything. I've had moments. Funny enough, I just went to that area the other day for the first time in like 8 years. And I was like, oh my gosh, I remember when this rapper told me that I was worthless and I was ready to hang up the brushes. I was ready to call it a day. And
What? Are we dropping names today? Or you don't want to
the
ruin
thing
people's
is, here's the
career?
joke. Nobody knows him, and I don't even remember his name. It's so irrelevant. And I was like, I was going to give up everything for this guy. Come on. And it was all over just him being petty and not wanting to pay. So he was trying to find things to, stick it to me so that I would just not ask for my pay in the end.
Oh my gosh, you just
Yeah.
dropped the block of all blocks. It's the financing.
It's the
People not
finances.
recognizing what it is that you're doing and why you
Mm-hmm.
deserve to be paid for it.
Exactly.
I think that would be a massive block in terms of your creativity, at least in the city of Toronto. I think people understand in the States that if you're hiring somebody to do something, there's no question.
Not even a
It's how much
question.
does it cost?
Yeah, literally not a question. You're right. I never get that question. Here it's like, so that's how much. I mean, I'll be honest. Some of the oldest clients from the back in the day, I'm going to be real. Back in the day, it was like $30 for makeup. So it was hard growing those increments, especially if they haven't done it since back then and they come into today's day and age and you're telling them a whole different number.
They're trying to come through with $30.
I never knew. And I'm like, come on, you see gas prices, you see the world inflating. Come on, really?
But you have to, and let's be real for people to really get a grasp of what this is. You have to buy the makeup. You have to have the things that clean the brushes. There's so many different types of brushes. There's the maintenance of the kit. There's so many things to there's gas. You're going to people.
My overhead is my vehicle technically and my kit, upkeep, all of those things. I need to have a phone to connect with people. I need to have these services, Wi-Fi, like all of these things are part of my business and they all take little increments of it. So it's got to get paid somehow.
You
Or I
need to
can't
pay
connect.
fairness. Don't try to be bartering things or whatever. Unless you're bartering something that is of equal value, don't really go there.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's not
I know shade to the up and coming, but everybody's up and coming. Like, I don't know how to gauge that. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. If I'm still up and coming, boy, it's because sometimes people start new careers maybe, and then it becomes like it's a new flex. But it doesn't matter even if somebody is new, I try to give somebody something for what they're doing, because
same. I'm the same. Yeah.
You have to respect what's going on, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, quote number 2.
Yeah.
I think you're brave for choosing to ignore the experiences that have shaped you and deciding to mold your own from now on. How did you find the courage to reshape your life and career, and what advice would you give to others looking to do the same?
Okay, so I reshaped my life by finally listening to myself. So, there's that inner voice. Maybe some people call it the gut feeling. We just don't follow all the time. It's telling us something, we don't always listen. It's trying to help us, we don't really want to be helped, but we do. We complain. That was what I needed to stop doing. I needed to stop giving those excuses to myself. Now, mind you, it shaped my business in a different way than I had expected, but it really just shaped me. So that kind of touches on my mental health, my wellness in my family, my finances, and my physical health, because I lost weight because of it. And because of the lost weight and the shed pounds, I was able to perform my job better. So there's so many things that came into that. And of course, I just became overall more happy. People are like, it wasn't just the way you changed. Like, We knew you were happy-go-lucky, you were beautiful, but there's something, like, it really just sparked something, or it became more real and tangible. So I was like, you know what? Yes. Yes.
I love how you just drop that you lost weight as if it's just like a little 5, 10 pounds. Can
A
we please,
tutu.
like, this is supposed to be an honest, vulnerable conversation.
It's true. It's true.
Like, if you even, you lost an entire person from your body, you know, and
Yes.
I don't know if, how have you celebrated yourself other than maintaining it, the loss,
Gosh.
or what do you feel about the loss of that individual that was trapped inside of you? And
The
give
way I
people context as
celebrated.
to, because people may not understand what we're even talking about. So tell us this story, because it's
Okay.
riveting.
Okay. I was in a place where I followed some teachings from youth that were toxic for me, and I was finally able to release them in 2020. And that was just because I sat down and I started talking to myself. I started listening to myself, like I said. And I had no choice. We were locked up. What else was I doing? And I had no excuses. Literally, for the last however many years, it had been, I'm on the job, I'm too busy, I can't be bothered, on and on and on and on. So I finally listened to myself and I was like, okay, what are you doing? Well, give me an
Mhm.
excuse now. And I looked in the mirror, I was like, what's your excuse? Give it to me. What's the big one? And I couldn't come up with one.
Because you're
So
usually too busy.
yeah, I wasn't too busy. So I just literally, I remember sitting there looking in the mirror and I turned to my computer. It's like a big screen. And I just remember looking at it and I was like, YouTube, what can I research about what I need to do about my life, my wellness, my health? And I just started researching. And everything I saw was just, it was just like green lights going off in my head, bulbs going off. And I literally sat down, I started making notes. I'm like, today I'm going to do this. Tomorrow I'm going to do that. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to make it all happen. And I started doing it and the pounds were melting. I was becoming more
Okay, you
happy.
gotta tell us what. Like, okay, so
Mhm.
you're looking at yourself and you're
Yeah.
246 pounds heavier than you are
Mhm.
now, which seems
Yeah.
like a distortion, because I can't even, every time I see you, I'm just like, I
Yeah.
have to go look for the picture because I
To
can't
understand.
understand what it is. So maybe with your permission, we'll flash a picture at this
For
point,
sure.
or split the screen and be
For
like,
sure.
this was her before and this was her after.
Hmm. Hmm.
But you're talking about you did this and you did that. What is the this and that that you did to lose 246 pounds?
So I think first and foremost, and I'm not shading anyone that, goes with the physical first. I sat down and I started that self-talk that I was having, I had that daily. Now,
Mm,
the physical things I did um just helped along with that, because had I not been doing that, I don't think I would have done what I did today. I don't think I would have done it. I had to have that self realization. Now, with that, I did keto OMAD, fasting, intermittent fasting. It sounds kind of basic. It was really a lot easier than what people make it out to be. I ate a lot of protein and healthy fats. Boom, that was it. I just cut carbs and I ate healthy fats and protein. So people are like, oh my gosh, that's so restrictive. You only OMAD is 1 meal a day. So, oh my gosh, immediately you're like, okay, she's going on a fad diet, crash diet, here we go, But really, I was just eating everything I was supposed to eat at one time. So I didn't miss out on anything. I was
one
having
meal
a
a day.
whole, yeah, I was having a whole plate of oxtail and an avocado. I was not hurting myself. I was very happy, very happy.
But
And I
how did
was
you
just
get
doing
to a
all.
place of eating? Like, what time would you eat? Like, how does
Mhm.
it work exactly?
So what I did, a lot of people, when I started doing the research, a lot of people were like, have your meal at like 6 p.m. or something. It just didn't seem right to me, because I thought to myself, if I have food at 6 p.m., I'm going to bed like say 10, 11, whatever the case may be.
Yeah,
Only because of work, I have to get up early most of the time.
no
But if I'm
kidding.
going to bed those times, there's such a small window. And I was like, I'm going to be starving all day till 6 o'clock. So because I was locked down, I said, well, when we get back on the road, what's going to happen? I'm going to have weddings, I'm going to have bookings, I'm going to have photo shoots, whatever the case may be. So I thought to myself, what is my schedule normally like? And I said, on a really hectic day, most of my bookings start to shade off around 2 o'clock. And then the evening picks up. So I was like, let me
Right.
do that. I'll have my meal at 2 o'clock. And I made my plan then. And this was one of my notes as well. This was one of my notes. I was like, okay, I'm going to have meals at 2 o'clock. And that's what I did, 2 o'clock, like clockwork. And that's because I was locked down. And then I said, you know what? Let me play around with this because I won't always be able to have it at 2 o'clock. So maybe it will be 3. Can I handle that? Maybe it'll be 4. Can I handle that? If I start a little early, will I be able to handle going throughout the day? So I did that sometimes while I was off. And it was a fun experiment. And I was teaching myself how to maintain technically while I was at it without even knowing. So yeah, there were all those little things. I just learned my research. I learned what vitamins to take so that I'm not deprived, and things of that nature. And then I went to the doctor. I made sure my vitals were okay. I made sure I was okay. I also got rid of my diabetes.
What? You got rid of your diabetes. Look, listen to this girl. Speaking about going to check your vitals, the first time I met you was on a certain little reality TV show.
Yes, it was.
And yeah, the Niger Wives of Toronto, which, you know, maybe we're Nigerian, maybe we're not. We don't know because we're Caribbean. Guys. But we were the 2 Caribbean girls on the show. And one of the episodes focuses on you going to check your vitals. And that was the first time I was like, what the hell? Why is she checking her? Because I didn't know the whole past. I just see this cute girl who I'm supposed to cut shade with every now and then.
literally.
You know, I'm like, who is this chick? Anyway. But when you checked your vitals, I was like, there's something serious going on that we're just kind of skimming the surface of that.
It's true. I mean, I wish we had gone deeper, but
well, big up to Abby and the rest of the women, because, you know, they touched on something that's fascinating in terms of, and that's probably why we won the award. We skimmed some really important topics, actually.
Yes.
Right. Let me give the props to Niger Wives for the topics that they touched on, but you know we're restricted somewhat because it is reality TV.
It is reality. It's media, mainstream. Yeah, absolutely.
You know? But tell me about like the checking of the vitals and making sure that you were good, and why was it so important at that time for you to do that?
For me, I just wanted to be sure. Like, of course, you have people in your ear like you're not doing the right thing, and I was like, you know what? I'm defending something that I don't actually have proof of. I feel better, but that doesn't necessarily mean all my blood work is good. And when I did, I was like, oh, wait, pause. Did you just say my blood sugars are good? Wait. And I'm not on insulin. Well, I mean, I wasn't really taking insulin like that. I'm going to be honest. A little bit of Rastafarianism in me. I don't like taking lots of medication and stuff.
Man, the next Jamaican. You know what I mean? Almost every woman I talked to on the show has been Jamaican so far.
Oh, that's hilarious. That is
and every time I tell the producer, just so you know in advance, this is another Jamaican girl. All I see is air guns. And
why are we like this? No autopsy.
Yeah. If we have it videotaped on all of them, we should do a reel of all the I can't. But Jamaican women have a lock on creativity, but they also have a lock on just doing everything and anything to move themselves forward in their career. But yeah, 100%. I respect what you do. I don't get the no drinking of water, and like not all the time. I'm sure you drink water, but when you come to do my makeup and you know a certain boyfriend is always asking you, would you like some water? Would you like
really
some
thought I was like, hold on, is he gonna ask me while I'm on the thing, like if I need some water? Because it's just embedded in me. No. The reason being is there are certain times I do weigh-ins. So then I'm like, okay, after these 3 bookings, I'm gonna go do a weigh-in. So I'm not gonna drink water because I want to see my true weight. So that was why I was doing that. So it will cycle. I'll just do it like, okay, this week I'm going to do straight weigh-ins and things like that. So it was nothing big. It was just that.
So you do drink water with the meal and
and beyond. Yeah. Okay, and when I'm not doing those weigh-ins, I'm always drinking water 24/7.
I just did a 3-day water fast. Like I didn't eat anything. I only drank water because not necessarily because I want to lose weight, but for this, I feel like I was addicted to sugar.
It will clean you. Maybe, okay, did 3 days do it for you or no?
Well, I cleansed first for 2 days, and then and so I wasn't eating anything really, but I was drinking these teas that will help clean you out, and then you know you can eat a salad certain things, and only fruit and vegetables, but not even all the
Yes.
time, in certain time increments, to
Makes
prepare
sense.
your body to go on the water cleanse. And then
Mm-hmm.
from like Monday to Wednesday, all I drank was water. And I'm like, how do people do this exactly? Because it's hard at
It's hard.
first, especially if you're not used to it.
Yes.
And then you have family that you have to cook for, and how you're you're just
That was
smelling up all the
not
wine.
easy. Oh my gosh. And then it would be like the days that they want some hard dough bread. And I was like, oh Lord, okay,
God, I
how do we
remember
do
a
it?
hard dough
How do
bread.
we do it? I was like, don't smell it in the vehicle. Don't smell it. It's warm. It's warm.
Don't
Oh
kill
Lord.
me.
Don't pull over and just rip out the middle. Please don't do it. Don't do it. Like
Oh my gosh.
oh,
Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
but the
But
things
yeah.
we fight through, you know?
Yeah, but I feel really much better, and so I can see the
Good.
experience of not wanting to change it. So, maybe
Good.
I too will eat one meal a day, maybe two meals, I'm not sure.
Two
But
man
not
is
even,
great too.
yeah, and not even necessarily for weight loss. My body doesn't need to constantly be breaking something down, is what my body is
That.
telling me.
That. And some people don't even seek out weight loss. Some people are very much at their
Yeah.
ideal weight, but it's just more of cleaning, letting autophagy come in. If we know about autophagy, some people may not. Definitely look it up, because your body does not always, your liver does not always want to be cleaning things. Like, you need a rest. So that's why when they say take all these little small meals, okay, I'm not against it, but let the body rest too. There's a happy medium, you know? Yeah.
Amazing. Another thing on Nigel Wives that I remember is a scene that you and I had about, the hatred, the haterade that
Yes.
flows freely in the city of Toronto.
Yes.
And so I asked the question, how did the support from figures like Super Sly 75 and Fat Man Scoop, how did that impact your career? And how did it even come about?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So my relationships, a lot of them will just end up out of nowhere. I'll either be on a certain platform like YouTube or whatever the case may be. And I'll be on these platforms and I'll connect with people, and then it will just go somewhere. Oh my gosh. So I just talked to Scoop today, and he's great. He's always doing something, which I love. And it's just, I don't even know. It's just great connections with great people. And
Mhm.
I guess because they see that I'm genuine, it keeps going. Like, it doesn't just like fall off or fizzle out. Like,
Yeah.
we stay connected, but it helps the career. I can't lie, because the way Scoop shouts me out, sometimes I'm like, why are you still shouting me out? He's like, I got you, shouting you out,
Oh,
letting
that's
people know,
so good.
yeah, so
Yeah, having
beautiful.
people in your corner is huge, just huge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay,
100%.
we're
Yeah.
gonna change it up again, and we're gonna play a
Okay.
game called Would You Rather.
Okay.
So, would you rather only be able to use one makeup product for the rest of your life, or one hairstyling tool? Look at your face.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh no, wait. So would this mean that I'd also have to forego my lash lady?
Maybe, yeah.
So then maybe just lashes. Oh
Yeah,
wait.
one
My
makeup
hair.
product for the rest of your life, or one hairstyling tool.
Yeah, I can slick my hair with water. Yes, we're gonna go with lashes.
Not even makeup, guy, just the
Not even makeup,
lashes.
just the lashes, and I'll reuse them. I'll
I
be just
understand though, because you might do my
yeah,
makeup and then I'll be like, "Can you put some
yeah,
lashes on, please?"
yeah. Absolutely,
And you
absolutely.
always
Some
would
really
do it
touchy tushy.
anyway. I don't have to
Yeah,
tell you to do it, but before that part comes, I'm always like,
it's like
Can you make sure we have the
something. And
lashes
people
are
who've never
magical."
done, yes, and people have never done it, and they're like, I don't want to do it, and I'm like, just try it.
Oh my
I'll put
god.
on really natural ones. I promise, it does make this little bit of a difference, and people are shocked. How they look.
Listen. Well,
Yeah.
listen, we know why they're nervous, because there's some people that look like they're gonna fly somewhere with the lashes that they wear. Well, I don't understand. But I mean, you may not have the answers, but I don't
Okay, you
get
know
it.
what? I do and I don't, because I was one of them. I'm not gonna lie to you. There was a moment where I really was like, what exactly are you doing in your life? They were so big. And they were the extensions too. I don't even know. She would just glue them on top and on top. And okay, maybe she wasn't really a certified lash tech, but she was just putting them on top and on top and on top. And they would go all the way from the corner, all the way the same length, this long across my face. No, it was terrible. It was terrible. It was
And you
bad. I don't know
you
what I
went
was thinking.
outside with them?
I went outside. I couldn't see. I remember I was like, But
stop it.
I don't need a visor now. Like,
no, let's never mention this again. We will never mention this again.
So bad. When I look back, no, don't do it, ladies.
Hilarious.
Don't. You don't need it. Young girls, we don't need it.
No, we don't
Anyway,
need it. We really don't. Especially the young ones. They have these beautiful long lashes on their own. And they're weakening their own lashes. Wait till you're old and you can't grow them. Come on.
And then you become dependent. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Would you rather work on a high pressure movie set or a relaxed music video shoot?
High pressure movie
I
set.
knew you were going to say that because I know that's kind of like the flex that you're into right now.
Yeah. Let me go.
Yeah. I see that for you though. For real.
Thank you. Yeah. Get my steps in.
Okay. Would you rather create a makeup look for a red carpet event or a fashion magazine cover? That's a tough one, actually.
Okay. You know what? Because I've done a red carpet recently, I'll switch to the magazine. So that would just be my flip. I wouldn't mind doing a nice magazine cover now. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Actually, yes. Yeah. That actually makes sense now. And speaking about red carpets and fashion magazines, I know that you have been nominated for something. Do you want to talk things like what's going on? Who in, who, what, where, when, what, how?
Well, I mean, BFBG, apparently I've been nominated for Makeup Artist of the Year.
So that's Black Fashion Beauty Gala.
Yes.
Shout out to Mystique. Yes.
Thank you. Yes.
Honestly, I pick her up here. I'm going to pause for her here because she's one of the only people that are highlighting the people that are doing this thing in this game. And I respect that fully because she's giving exposure to people that would never have gotten it had she not done this award show. Her first one was last year, and she had Stacey McKenzie as so yeah, she's doing her thing, and I'm so happy 100%. To hear that you've been nominated.
Thank you. Yeah, big ups to her. I appreciate anyone who put forth to have me nominated and moving forward with the voting. Big ups to everyone in the category. Honestly, whoever wins is deserving. Yeah,
absolutely. And we'll put some show notes in on the episode page so that you can go and vote for Pureness if you've had an experience with her or if you're about to have an experience with her. Go and support my girl. That would be amazing.
Thank you.
Would you rather have a day off to pamper yourself or do a day to teach a makeup masterclass?
Masterclass.
Well, speaking of which, what's going on July 28th from 5:30 to 7:30?
Apparently, we have a masterclass coming.
Yes, all of the things. You're going to take one girl's face and beat it up from day to night. You're going to teach all of the women in the room all about how they can do it for themselves because, sometimes we cannot always afford Pureness, and she's only one person.
Yeah,
but
fair.
And if it's not that serious, you want to be able to do your own
people just want to be able to, I'm just going to this little thing. I just want, and I think that's totally understandable. Yeah, get it done, understand how to get it done, and feel confident in what you've done. That's the main thing too.
Absolutely. It's not too late to sign up. Make sure you sign up. It's this Sunday, July 28th. Because we're going to do the damn thing. And there's a photo shoot. There's going to have a nice little photo of yourself and of the group so that you can have as a momentum. So please come through. Okay. Yeah. Would you rather design a new makeup product or write a book about your beauty journey?
Book.
You'd rather write a book about your makeup journey than have a new makeup product?
I would.
I'm shocked.
Okay, if you had said like a product across the board, I would have said the product, but not necessarily makeup. I feel like I've come into this place where just wellness is just such a bigger thing for me in totality versus the makeup that's being applied. So like, what are people doing in the foreground before they get to me? What are people doing after they wash it off? Because makeup is just this one thing. And I don't mean it in a negative way. Makeup is my career, but it doesn't have that longevity as if maybe skincare would. Hint, what I'm getting at.
So, and that's the other thing that you're going to drop in the master classes. Will get an understanding of how much clean skin is so important to the makeup you put on top of
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, because when
Yeah.
I'm having a
So
flawless time before you put the makeup on, when you put the makeup on, I'm like,
mhm.
okay. I drank
When
enough
you're
water
having,
this week.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Internal or whatever's going on or internal. Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
okay. I
Absolutely.
thought you would have chose the makeup product, but this makes sense
Oh,
what you're saying. This
yeah.
makes
I think
sense.
I've grown out of it a little bit. It's like as we age and we start.
Okay, we're not having much luck. Oh, here she comes.
There we go.
There we
Yeah,
go.
yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So if we're taking care of our skin in the background, then the makeup looks even more flawless. So I think it's just this thing as I've grown into that more.
I think so. Okay, so you mentioned that you would rather write a book about your beauty journey, but I know that you wrote a book about your fitness journey and your health journey. What's that one called, and can people buy it anywhere?
Yes. It's called Pure Mental Fitness and it's online, Amazon.
Love
And
it.
yeah, it's really just the starter to people just finding a way to have a little thing that they can pull out so that they don't make excuses. That's how I feel about this book. I guess you could say it's the point form Cliff's notes of what to do next and keep
Hmm,
yourself accountable and things of that
That's
nature.
that's
Yeah,
easy. That's good because sometimes you don't want to read a whole book that's like
exactly.
dense with information that we don't
Exactly.
understand.
To the
But if you're
point.
giving us the Coles notes of how you dropped 246, I'm picking that up.
Boom. Boom.
Boom. What sets you apart from other makeup and styling art services?
I think consistency. That's what somebody said to me the other day, consistency.
Mm.
And I think that's across the board, whether it be I'm consistently on time, I'm consistently available, I'm consistently showing up, I'm consistently, bringing the same energy. Just consistency across the board, I think, is one of the biggest things that I've heard. And again, in any way, shape, or form in my business, it just always comes back to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where are you where are you wanting to go now with your career? Because
Mm.
I know that you've been on some movie sets. Thank you for blessing my movie set.
You are welcome.
Yeah, that
Yes.
was awesome. We traveled together to do like a little book tour in the different
Yes.
islands. That
That
was
was so
fun.
amazing. Yeah.
So what do you want to do? What does Pureness want to do? And is it different than what Elizabeth wants to do?
They're actually both the same. I want to
Yeah.
travel more with the makeup business, but just in general, like Elizabeth Taylor's coming to the forefront now. And that's where it's like, I'm ready to speak more. I'm ready to, just like I spoke to myself, I'm ready to speak to others the same way with that
Mm.
same tough love, loving energy, but I'm still bringing pureness out. She's still going to be a little bit saucy with it and say, excuse me, what's your excuse now? What?
Yeah.
What? You
Yeah.
know?
Well, that's the
And
Jamaican. You can't
I wanted to
separate
do.
her. I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah. So exactly. So it's a little bit of both, but I think I'm coming to that age where I'm like, we can push the brush for only so long, but what about the other things? Are we using the makeup to hide what else is going on inside? Let's unpack.
Hmm. That
Yeah.
reminds me of this short story that I once wrote about this. I'll just tell you the one scene where the
Mhm.
woman is looking at herself in the mirror and she's applying the concealer. And then
Yeah.
I add in the text I say, what else is she hiding? What else is she trying to conceal? I have to drop that soon, but I
That's
haven't.
huge.
Yeah, but it's what it is, right?
It is what it
Yes,
is.
you're concealing something because it's something that you're trying to hide,
Mm-hmm.
the blemish, whatever it is. But in our life, we also try to conceal things.
Real things.
And I guess it's interesting for you don't want to transform someone's face so much that you don't even recognize them. You still
Exactly.
want the person to be who they are.
Who they
So
are.
what's the
Yeah.
difference between concealing, shading, and highlighting?
Ooh, okay. So concealing means that you're getting rid of something, you're concealing it. Shading is bringing depth to where you may want depth. That may be the cheekbone where you want definition and things of that nature. Highlighting is bringing something forward. So it may be the cheekbone that we want to bring forward, and we're going to contour it out with a, and same goes in life. We shade a little bit to hide things a little bit.
We
We
highlight other
highlight
things.
to bring them out. Exact same concept, guys. So go into makeup like you would in life.
I love that. What's the purpose of baking and what is
So
it?
baking really was heavy in theater days, back in the days. They would use heavy powder to bake and hold the makeup set so that, you know, they're under these lights so that it won't sweat, melt, and things like that. And you know, it was cake makeup, so it was very thick, it was very heavy, and you needed to bake it, just, you know, and it wasn't going anywhere. And then it became something that became more mainstream. It was something very heavy in drag as well, because that's a heavier makeup application. So there are those elements. And then they brought it into mainstream and made it seem like it was something brand new. But we were all like, okay. But now, you know, you know, a lot of people are doing it. It's not always something that should be done, though. It's not always an application for everyone.
I
I
hear
don't think
that.
it's for age. Yeah, I don't think it's for age skin at all, because you may be possibly bringing out fine lines with baking. Too much powder is never really where you want to be. So there are things like that where, you know, I like to help people understand that not every trend is for you, you know?
Yes, that's so good. I can't wait to learn more on the 28th.
Okay. It's the 28th.
We're at the time where we're going to come to a close soon, so I'm going to just ask you 5, maybe 6 rapid fire questions. Okay. What is your favorite beauty product right now? I love how you look to your right like it's right.
I know,
there.
like it was like
or your left.
A Tarte Shape Tape. Let's just go there. The concealer. Tarte Shape Tape.
Tarte Shape. Okay. I don't know.
I use it on you as well. Yes.
Oh, well then I like it.
Yes, we like.
Describe your perfect day off.
Oh my gosh, a cheat day.
Right?
With hearty bread.
Oh, tell us what's on your treat day. And is it the whole day or is it a cheat meal?
So today is one of those days. So I'm having cheesecake. I had pancakes. Listen, some foolishness is going on here today.
How do you decide what day to do it? Is it in the book?
No, I feel you should do it. Okay, when you're healthy enough, mentally healthy enough to handle a cheat day, because, you know, at first it was cheat meals for me. Yeah, at first it was just one little cheat meal for me. Now I'm going ham. Like, I'm spending 24 hours without my mouth not full of food. So it's a very different place, but you have to get there. So I don't really recommend, because everybody's in a different place.
Yeah, kind of like the baking. It's not for everybody.
Yes, it's not for everyone. It's not one size fits all. No.
Got you. Okay, what's one piece of advice you'd give to an aspiring makeup artist?
Okay. It's not about you. It's not about what you learned. It's not about the trend that you think is good to go. It's not about your emotions in it. Take yourself completely out of your application and remember the person who's sitting in the chair.
That's a bar. Tell me that one again.
Oh, wait, what did I say again?
Don't worry, we'll run the tape. We'll run
it back.
But like you said something about you're not the one sitting in the chair.
It's not about you. Yeah.
It's not about
just remember the person sitting in the chair. Yeah.
Remember the person sitting in the chair. That's a bar.
Right? Yes.
Yes. I think that's underrated, to be honest.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time. We become too emotionally invested. Separate yourself. It's okay. It's not, you're not walking away with the face, unless it's a fashion show or something where, you know, you're being guided and there's, but honestly, most of the time, no, it's not about you either way.
I love that. Yeah. Okay. Name a celebrity you'd love to work with.
Oh gosh. Okay. This makes absolutely no sense, but I'm gonna say it anyways, and hopefully nobody comes for me. BERES HAMMOND. Whether I could powder his face or just pretend I'm oiling down his foot, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me how we want to do this.
What? Girl, you've been eating too much cheesecake today. About oiling down his foot.
I'm so obsessed with the BERES. Yeah, that's all I can. That's the only.
I don't even know where to go from there. You actually have me okay, let's just move on to the next question.
That's the unhinged side. Sorry, guys. Yes.
Yes. Okay. This is kind of like a would you rather, but it's like it's definitely a contrast. Would you rather be a Nigel wife of Toronto or one of the other housewife series, and which one?
Oh, you know what? I guess because some of them are categorized, right? So it would depend on, some of them are regional, like Housewives of Dubai or something like that. So unless you're living there, you wouldn't be in the category.
Right.
But I wouldn't mind something like that because they really live lavish. I don't know. I just really, and I've always wanted to go to Dubai. It's on my bucket list. So I mean, man, being on the show and living, oh yeah.
Or
Okay,
even
let's
doing
just
the
say,
makeup.
let's say that one. Yeah.
Ooh, let's do the makeup on the Housewives of Dubai, just for like, an episode.
Yes.
Let's
Yes.
try to make that happen.
Hello, somebody.
Let's
Hello,
put it out there.
endorsements. Yeah.
This show's about manifesting and removing blocks. So whatever's blocking Pureness from getting to
Unblock that.
be in
Unblock it for
Dubai,
me. Thank you.
let's unblock it for her. Let the energy flow and bring her where
Thank
she
you.
needs to go.
Thank you. Yes. Yes.
Girl,
Oh,
I want to thank you so much for being on the show.
thank
You
you.
have blessed us with some vulnerability. I would have liked to be a little bit
Yes.
more open, but you know what? That's what
Yeah.
makes you Pureness. You have to remain kind
That
of
is
like with
true.
that space, so that
That is true.
neutrality, so
That
that
is true.
you can paint all the different colors on something. So I appreciate
Absolutely.
you still brought some wisdom, you still brought the insight, and you took time to share with us. And I'm so appreciative. And I know some people out there are appreciative also.
Yes.
What's your next project and how do we reach you?
Oh my gosh. Next project. I have so many on the go. I think I have a short film, and other things. Clients, they're all over.
Yeah.
But how can you reach me? Online, of course, like everyone else. Instagram. Mine is facesbypureness.com. FACESBYPURENESS.com. So that's my website, and then
All social media.
my everything is Faces by Pureness. You'll
And we'll
find me
put it
for
in the
sure.
show notes, so not to worry,
For
my
sure.
friend. Thank you,
Thank
everyone, for
you.
listening to the Writer's Block podcast. I'm your girl, Ellie Wade, and I want to shout out my sponsors, TRF Media, Big Up Yourself, Mello, producer extraordinaire, and also my own wine bottle, Thirsty AF by CH Houghton Wines. Pick it up at thisiselliewade.com. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's This Is Ellie Wade Inc., or you can follow the creative journey of all of our guests at the writersblock.podcast. We will see you next time. Keep creating the life you want to create, and happy writing. Mwah. See you later. Bye, Pureness. See you someday.
Bye.
You're listening to the Writer's Block podcast with a.k.a. Wade.
Hey, I'm Elizabeth Taylor, the owner of Faces by Pureness, and I have been unblocked on the Writer's Block podcast. Little tip, be true to you.
Name a celebrity you'd love to work with.
Oh gosh. Okay, this makes absolutely no sense, but I'm gonna say it anyways, and hopefully nobody comes for me. BERES Hammond. Whether I could powder his face or just pretend I'm oiling down his foot, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me how we want to do this.